Okay, guys, so today we're going to be going over modeling and solving equations and inequalities. So today we're just going to model and go over it. And we're just going to model and see how do we model equations and inequalities. Okay, so first we're going to model these equations. Okay, so number one, what is modeling? What is modeling? How do we do that? These use shapes to represent our numbers and our variables. Okay, so that should say and variables as well. But they use shapes to represent our numbers and our variables. One shape in here I have it as a circle is going to represent how many there are of the number attached to the letter. That's your variable. What's the number attached to the variable? Okay, so usually they represent them as x's for you. Okay, but it could be any letter. And then one shape is going to represent how many there are of the constant. That's the number without the variable. Okay, so they'll be labeled like this as well. X is one and one is the other. Okay, and they'll tell you whether they're negative or positive as well. Okay, a lot of times you'll see circles and squares. Sometimes there's triangles and sometimes there's like long rectangles, but it will always tell you which is which. Okay, so for right now we're going to do circles and squares. Okay, so you need to use the correct number of shapes for each variable and constant. So if I have, it says 4x, then I'm gonna draw 4 squares. I mean circles, because that's what we're doing. We're doing circles are x's, and squares are our numbers. Okay. And then you make sure you're using the correct value. If we have negative or positive, usually they'll shade in if it's negative, or they'll put a little -1 in there for you. Okay. Write the positive or negative in between your different shapes. So if I'm adding or I'm subtracting, we need to make sure they're in there. And then we want to set it equal to the number after the equal sign. So it should be in shape form as well. Okay, so let's do some examples. I know you're like, what? Okay, so let's do some examples. So if I'm doing number 1, 3x minus 4 equals 8. Okay, if my x's are circles, then I'm going to have 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're going to do minus 4. So if that's minus 4, that means this is -4. Okay, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and these are going to be negative ones. Okay. And then that's going to be set equal to, and you'll see it drawn many different ways on scales or with an equal sign, whatever. So just make sure if it's on 2 different sides, that means it's on opposite sides of the equal sign. And then this one is a +8. So we're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And that's how we model it, right? 3x minus 4 equals 8. Tomorrow, we're going to solve it, okay? So we'll go back to this tomorrow and we'll solve it. But that's all it is. That's all modeling is, okay? So let's do number 2. 2x plus 7 equals -11. Okay, 2 x's, so I have 2 circles, plus 7 squares. Okay, and those are all positive, right? And that's going to be equal to -11. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And these are all negative. Okay? And that's all we have to do. Okay? That's all. That's all we do. So let's do number 3. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 is -x plus 4 equals 9. So we're going to do 1x, but it's going to be a -x. Okay? 4 squares. Those are all positive, and that's going to be equal to 9, and those are all positive. Okay, and those are all positive. Okay, makes sense? I hope it makes sense. And then number 4, if it doesn't make sense, then let me know and I can go back over it with you. Negative 5x minus 8 equals negative 13. Okay. So the last one, negative 5x. So I have 5 x's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're all negative. Okay. Minus 8. If that's a minus, that's a positive. I mean, not positive, it's going to be a negative 8. So we're going to draw 8 squares. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a negative 1. These are all negative, so they're negative 1, negative 1. Okay. And then that's equal to negative 13. Okay. So we're going to draw 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And these are all negative. Negative. Okay, and that's all we do to model our equations. Okay, that's all we have to do. I realize that this wasn't too big. Okay, I'll make it so you can see it on the next one. Okay, and then we want to do the same thing when we're modeling inequalities. Okay, so when we model inequalities, we're going to do the same exact thing. So let's make this smaller. Okay, we need to use the correct number of shapes for each variable and constant. Make sure you're using the correct value, negative or positive. If it's adding or subtracting, put it in. And then use the correct inequality symbol. Oops, I didn't close my parentheses. Okay, so whichever symbol it's using. And then set equal to the number after the inequality symbol. So it's just like, inequalities are just like equations, but we use an inequality symbol, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, instead of the equal sign. Okay? So we model in the same exact way. So number 1, x minus 4 is less than 5. So I'm going to have 1x minus 4. Remember that minus 4 is a negative, so we're going to have 4 negatives. Negative 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 1. Okay, and this time I'm going to have a less than, and then I'm going to have 5 over here. Okay, let me make this bigger for you. Okay, and then these are all 1s. Okay, simple enough? Okay, let's do number 2. Number 2, negative 3x plus 12 is greater than 21. Okay, 3 x's, those are all negative x's. Okay, plus 12, those are positive. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And this time we have a greater than symbol. So we're going to do greater than. And then 21, we got a lot of squares to draw here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And they're all positive, so they're all positive ones. Okay. Okay. See? That one's all modeled. Okay, let's do number 3. Number 3 is 4x plus negative 7 is less than or equal to negative 11. Okay, so I have 4 x's. Those are 4 circles plus a negative 7. So it's plus a negative. So that means I have 7 negative 1s. Negative 1 on each of these. So that's 7 there. And that's going to equal to negative 11. So I'm going to have 11 negative ones over here. Negative 1 on all of these. Okay, and then our last one, number 4. Okay, number 4. Negative 8x minus a negative 4 is greater than or equal to, oops, that one should be less than or equal to. Greater than or equal to 28. Okay, that one up there wasn't an equals. It should have been less than or equal to. Okay, negative 8x. So I have 8 negative x's. Negative x. Okay, minus a negative. Remember, if I subtract a negative, they end up being positive. So these are going to be positive 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Greater than or equal to 28. I got lots of boxes to draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And those are all positive. So they're all 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. And that's how we model, guys. That's how we model. Tomorrow we'll learn how to solve with these models. And on not Wednesday, on Friday, we'll learn how to solve just directly from an equation. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. Have a good day, guys.